Hi, I'm Ken Blanchard. I want to tell you about my new book, Lead with Love, a different way to create real success. I wrote the book with Colleen Barrett, President Emeritus of Southwest Airlines. Love is spelled LUV because that's Southwest's symbol on the New York Stock Exchange. If you know anything about Southwest, you know they're all about love. They love their people. They love their customers. They love their work, and they take it seriously, but they don't take themselves seriously. For example, a colleague of mine was flying on Southwest recently when the attendant got on the public address system and said, "You know, this is the last flight of the day, and we're really tired. To be honest with you, we don't have the energy to pass out the peanuts and the potato chips, so we're going to put them on the floor in the front of the plane, and when we take off and gain altitude, they'll slide down the aisle. If you want some peanuts or chips, just grab them." And that's what happened. The whole plane was in hysterics, laughing, having fun, grabbing peanuts, passing them to their neighbors, and just having a blast. That's leading with love. How different is that than your typical experience on most airlines where everyone seems to be uptight? Leading with love is about treating your customers right. Southwest really gets this. For example, when you call most airlines to change your reservation, you usually get a recording that says they really value your business, but all of their operators are busy right now. They'll get back to you as soon as possible. Then the music starts. You could be waiting on hold for 15 or 20 minutes or more. But when you call Southwest Airlines, you usually get a real live person. And if you don't, you get a recording that says, "Your business is really important to us. I'm sorry all of our operators are busy right now, but at the beep, please leave your name and phone number and we'll get back to you in 10 minutes. I did this recently, and you know what happened in 10 minutes? My phone rang and somebody said, "Is this Ken Blanchard?" "Yes, it is," I said. "This is Bob from Southwest Airlines," he said. "How can I help you?" Now that's what I call raving fan service, and that's how you lead with love. No wonder Southwest is the only airline that has consistently turned a profit while the others have struggled. A number of years ago, I was heading to the airport for a trip that would take me to 4 different cities during the week. As I approached the airport, I realized that I had forgotten my driver's license and I didn't have my passport either. Not having time to go back home to get them and still make the flight, I had to be creative. Only one of my books, Everyone's a Coach, has my picture on the cover. I wrote it with America's legendary football coach of the Miami Dolphins, Don Shula. So when I got to the airport, I ran into the bookstore and luckily they had a copy of that book. Fortunately, the airline I was flying on was Southwest. As I was checking my bag at the curb, the skycap asked me to see my identification. I said, "I feel bad. I don't have my driver's license or passport, but will this do?" And I showed him the cover of the book. The Southwest employee shouted, "This man knows Don Shula. Put him in first class." Of course, Southwest doesn't have a first class section, but everybody out by the curb check-in started to high-five me. I was like a hero. Then one of the older skycaps said, "Why don't I go in the terminal with you? I know the folks at security. I think I can get you through." And that's exactly what he did. Again, that's leading with love. These heartwarming stories don't happen by accident. When an organization has happy people, happy customers, and happy shareholders, it's because the leadership has created a culture that supports leading with love. So how do they do that? First, you have to create a vision, something to love, something with a higher purpose than just making money. Southwest's vision was that all people, not just the elite, could afford to fly. Second, you have to create the rules of the road, the values that will guide people as they work towards their higher purpose. For example, besides safety, Southwest has 3 values: a warrior spirit, a servant's heart, and a fun-loving attitude. Third, once you have the vision in place and the values established, the leaders have to become servant leaders so their people can be magnificent. This means turning the traditional pyramidal hierarchy upside down so that leaders support their people rather than vice versa. What does this look like in the real world? How do you lead with love? By remembering your ABCs. A, acknowledge people. When she was president of Southwest, Colleen Barrett sent out thousands of handwritten notes to her people every year, celebrating their successes, sympathizing with their losses, and thanking them for being extraordinary. B, back people up. Southwest founder Herb Kelleher once got a letter from a grumpy customer complaining how much it bothered him that the flight attendants joked around during the safety announcement. Because a fun-loving attitude is a Southwest value, and this was a customer who tended to complain a lot, Herb didn't apologize and offer him a coupon. Instead, he wrote back, "We'll miss you." He stood by the values and the people of Southwest. And C, count your people as your business partners. For example, pilots at Southwest have personally paid for hotel rooms for customers who, because of bad weather, had to get off at different cities than they intended to for the night. The pilots could see that the people needed help. Because the pilots knew that they were Southwest business partners, they didn't call and ask, "Is it okay? Will I get reimbursed?" They led with love and created grateful, satisfied customers. Leading with love is not soft management, it's smart management. When you put positive relationships ahead of profits, you end up with an abundance of both. Someone once said to my wife, "Margie, you've lived with Ken a really long time. What do you think leadership is?" Margie nailed it when she said, "Leadership is love. It's not about love. It's loving your vision, it's loving your values, and it's loving yourself enough to serve others and let them be magnificent." I couldn't say it any better. So if you're looking for satisfying long-term success, remember, leading with love is not about somebody else in some other organization. Leading with love is about you. So treat your colleagues and your customers like family, because really we are all family. Lead with love.